Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of The Music Den. I'm your host Armando Venditti. On this episode, we're going to be taking a look at an album that came out on March 24th. It wasn't a CD that I showed to you last week on a video that I did that was, I believe, titled New Purchases, but I wanted to take a bit of a closer look at the CD and at the music on this CD, obviously. This CD is the newest release from Depeche Mode. It was released on March 24th this year, produced by James Ford. It is called Memento Mori. It features founding members Martin Gore and Dave Gahan. It's the first album released since the death of member Andy Fletcher, who passed away earlier this year, unfortunately. What to say about this album? First of all, Depeche Mode are basically were considered a synth pop band that started out in the early 80s. The first release was from 1981 called Speak and Spell, and it featured ex-member, no, Andy, I was going to say Andy Bell, Vince Clarke, who subsequently left after the first album to form Yaz, and then further on Erasure with Andy Bell. There's Andy Bell. But Depeche Mode have had quite a prolific career. This is their 15th album. This follows up the album Spirit in 2017, and prior to that, The Delta Machine in 2013. So from 81 to about, I would say, to about 90, they were basically releasing an album a year, maybe a couple of years in between that would pass. And I'll correct myself, maybe up until about the mid-2000s, where they started taking longer gaps between albums, which I find a lot of the bands are doing these days. It's just the way it is with the way the world is right now. And this album here, this is the, I'll try and hold it up again for you. Forgive my hands. Sorry, covering it up, the name. This is the Digipack copy of the album. And just a little sidebar, I don't know about you guys, but for me, when I try and take a CD out of a Digipack, they pack it in so tight, the disc and the booklets, that when you try and open it or take it out of the sleeve, it tends to rip on the sides. I don't know, maybe it's just me. You can comment about that if you like in the comments and let me know. But back to the music. This is, for me, it's a very good album. It's Depeche Mode as a band. They weren't really one of those bands that talked about, boy meets girl, girl meets boy, fall in love, have a relationship and move on. Their subjects were always more darker, more of doubting oneself, doubting one's spirituality, doubting spirituality and religion altogether, things of that nature. And the music reflected the lyrics very, how can I put this? Textured soundscapes in terms of keyboards and layering of keyboard effects, etc. Very synth bass driven. Sorry, mixing my words today. Very synth bass driven, and this album is no exception. The lead off single so far is called it's track 3 on the album. It's called Ghosts Again, and it's one of the more, in terms of melody and production, it's one of the more upbeat tracks on the album in terms of music, in terms of arrangement. It's obviously it's the lead off single, but this track got my attention overall. But in terms of listening to the album, there were 12 songs. This was released, I should say, on Columbia/Mute Records. Mute in the UK, Columbia in North America, who have been their record company since, I believe, since Delta Machine was released. But the tracks on here, I mean, my leading off of the track called My Cosmos Is Mine, which is good. It's very brooding, very sort of moody, uh, sort of almost like industrial sound textures. Wagging Tongues is a fantastic song. Again, Ghosts Again, lead off single. Don't Say You Love Me. You know, catchy titles, right? Very upbeat titles. My Favorite Stranger. Track 6, Soul With Me, is the one track that Martin Gore sings lead vocals on. Of course, he's a principal songwriter. And on this album, he's allowed other songwriters in to assist with him with the music and stuff. So, I mean, that's great. Caroline's Monkey is another great track. Before We Drown, you know, People Are Good, Always You, Never Let Me Go. And the 12th track, last track, is a track called Speak to Me. So, I mean, the album, in terms of its themes and music wise, it's very sort of it's basically, you know, someone who is looking at their life and questioning what they've done with their life. Have they done okay? Could they do better? What's left there for me to do in my life? You know, how will I be judged at the end of my life? You know, so it really follows suit in terms of themes, in terms of what they've written before. I think for me, my favorite songs on the album are, again, the lead off single, Ghosts Again, So Soul With Me, Speak to Me, Always You, Never Let Me Go. I mean, those are really good, you know, standout tracks for me. But yeah, I do not think that they've lost their touch. I do think that it was incredibly difficult for them to continue on after the loss of Andy Fletcher. And they have said in interviews that they wanted to continue because Andy Fletcher would have wanted it that way. And I'm just going to show you, if I can, very quickly, ladies and gentlemen, the back cover. Hold it up as close as I can without the glare. So you see the two chairs there, and you see a table with a skull on the table. So very upbeat. So you have, you know, as you can see, you have the cover on the front with the two pairs of angel's wings in black, you know, with a black background, and you know, and the flowers there. And then you have, you know, the picture of the chairs with the table and the skulls, so on the back. So it follows suit with what they've done before, as I said just now. So yeah, this album is fantastic. You can get it on Amazon or Discogs or wherever you get your music. There's you know, you don't have to special order it or anything like that. But yeah, I mean, for me, it's a fantastic piece of work. They are going on tour this year, so if you want to go see them, get your tickets. So anyways, that's it for this episode. I hope you enjoyed it. If you, again, like what you see, please hit like and subscribe, and leave a comment. All those options help me with the channel. I'm trying to do my best to develop more of a, you know, ongoing videos and create more videos and have them posted as quick as I can. But, you know, one person, you can only do what you can do. So anyways, for right now, that's it. And hope you guys having a good day, and take care of yourselves. And I will see you soon. Bye for now.